Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Hannah, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my 2-week wait symptoms as well as what I've been experiencing so far my pregnancy up to 9 weeks. So let's get into it. So we're going to start this video off kind of going over where my last menstrual cycle ended, or started technically. The last cycle that I had was in October on the 27th. That was when my last period first started, and it lasted a normal like 5 days. I think it honestly, it lasted like a normal 5 days. Wasn't too bad. I'm sorry if you see me looking down. I'm just looking back down at my notes. But yeah, I had a normal cycle. Nothing was weird about it. Everything seemed normal, perfect. It was good. And after I had ended my menstrual cycle, Anthony and I were pretty, well on the baby dancing train. We were just kind of taking it over from there. And I wasn't so much as crazily, like I had been in the past, tracking my ovulation. So I wasn't really thinking too much of it. I knew pretty much around the time that I would ovulate. And this month I actually ended up ovulating on the 10th of November. Yeah, the 10th of November, and which is pretty normal for me. I think it was a little bit earlier than when I normally ovulate. I normally ovulate around, I don't know, like anywhere from 12 to day 15. I have a long cycle typically. It's at least 30 days long. My cycles typically are. So I ovulate a little bit later than most people, and I don't start my period until a little bit later. So yeah, so I noticed that I got my ovulation a little bit early, which was perfectly fine. We had been baby dancing, so it wasn't an issue. Like, I just didn't think, I wasn't sure that this month was going to be our month, but I was pretty like okay with our schedule on when we baby danced. So I received my positive ovulation on the 10th, and I want to say a couple days before I started my ovulation, so I got my positive ovulation on the 10th, and on, I want to say two or 3 days before, around the 8th, I started going through like a depressive loop. And typically when I go through one of my depressive loops, it takes me like a week or two at least to get out of it. And so when I did ovulate, I was like pretty positive that this wasn't going to be our month. I didn't think um, anything was going to be different, because we had been trying all year. We had our miscarriage. Like, it was, my depressive mindset just put me on like a rocky start. And so I just kind of pushed to the back of my head that that it would be our month. And I was just kind of like, whatever's about it. So around the 13th, I started doing some new work adventures. I am currently a personal assistant for different types of agents, and around this time is when I started noticing that I had a really strong smell. And typically smells don't get to me. Smells just don't get to me. I didn't really think too much of it. I just thought it was like maybe like a weird familiar smell. That's why it's like clicking in my head, like, why am I smelling this? Like, I don't know. Have you ever lived somewhere and you just like get a nostalgic smell? So like when you go somewhere and like you smell something, you're just like, oh my god, like that reminds me of my childhood or something. That's what I started noticing. So it wasn't like things that were like super bad, but the smells did start getting more aggressive. So like I would be driving by a gas station and I would smell like there was a huge gas leak or something inside my car. Like I had pumped my own gas, and like my whole car would just reek of it, and it would smell like that for like 20-30 minutes, and I just could not stop, like, get the smell out of my nose. Also, when I had first started in this new position, I started noticing around noontime, around 11:30 to 12, that I would get these weird random bouts of like nausea, and that's not me. I can go not eating all day, without ever feeling nauseous, without ever getting a headache, without ever feeling like, ugh, you know? And so that was weird. I did start noticing that I would be sitting there working on my computer, and then all of a sudden, like, I would have to stop and be like, oh goodness, like, I need to eat something. Like, it was like my brain just knew I needed to eat something because I was feeling this way, if that makes any sense. I didn't even I didn't even think this would be like a sign, because it would be so early. Like, I had just gotten my positive ovulation on the 10th. There was no way that I would be experiencing anything at this point. Nothing. So I just dismissed it and let it go. Around the 14th or 15th, I started noticing that I was getting really emotional when I was watching videos, or like just random shows. I would be watching Alicia's show and I would start getting like really emotional for no reason. I'm not one of those people that typically cry at everything, but during this time I started noticing I was really emotional, and I just contributed that to my depressive loop thoughts. I don't typically get like weepy emotional when I'm going through my depressive loop thoughts. I just get really like, you just can't get me up. I'm not crying, I'm not anything, I just have anxiety and you just can't get me up. Like, I can't be productive. But I just contributed to that because, like I said, there was no way that implantation had already happened. No way. Like, it most likely wasn't the case, and I am still like confused on how I was getting all of these early symptoms, because I didn't experience anything before I found out I was pregnant with Alicia. Also, around the 14th or 15th, I want to say probably more towards the 16th, I started noticing that my boobs were really, really sore. And every time Alicia would hop on me, or like Zora would hop on me, anytime I would accidentally like bump into something, it hurt. I had to like stop, hold myself, and just be like, oh, okay, Hannah, get it together. Get it together. Try not to, wince in pain that much, because I definitely don't want to like freak Alicia out when she jumps on me, or Zora, like, I don't like to make a big thing about it, but like, I had no choice but to be like, ow, like, it just hurt so bad. And I didn't think anything of this. I don't typically have sore boobs, but since I've been symptom spotting, I just noticed that around the time I'm about to start my period, I start getting sore boobs. And I wasn't necessarily close to starting my period, but I figured, oh, maybe I'm going to start early because I had gotten a positive ovulation early. So I didn't even think pregnancy, nothing. And also around this time, this is when I started getting a lot of family members asking me like, hey, when are you guys going to start trying again? Or have you guys started trying again? When are we going to get another baby? Like those things just started being asked all over again. Obviously, my answer was like, yeah, we're still trying. I have no idea when it's going to happen. It'll happen when it happens. And typically, like, our family members aren't really too, like, pushy on, like, asking those questions. They very rarely do they ask those questions unless, like, it's a direct conversation about babies. So, yeah, my mother-in-law was one of them. And she's definitely not the one to ask about that stuff. She just kind of, like, she's happy if it happens, but she's not, like, one of those pushy like questioners about it. Yeah, so she asked about it, and then my best friend Brianna, she actually sent me a video of her niece doing like a downward doggy position, and her family, every time a baby does that, that means somebody around them is pregnant. And it was funny because she sent me this video and I was like, oh no, definitely not me, can't be me, it would be way too early for me to even figure it out. Like, no, can't be me. And she was like, oh man, I wish it was. I was like, yeah, me too, but it's probably not going to happen this month, but it's fine. So I just pushed it to the back of my head. And then around the 18th, I started noticing that I was getting really hungry at night. I'm not typically one of those people that just gets super hungry at weird times. I always typically eat on a schedule. Like if I have breakfast, I have breakfast, but typically I only have 2 cups of coffee in the morning, and then that'll get me up until like 1 or 2, come home, and then like I'll make myself a sandwich or something like that. And then after that, I'll eat dinner around 6 or 7. Like that's about it. Like was pretty much on like a normal schedule. So the fact that I was getting like dying hungry around like specific times at night, like I would wake up in the middle of the night and just be like hungry. Like I needed chocolate, I needed cookies, I needed a full meal. Like I craved protein. Like I just wanted a huge steak with mashed potatoes, corn, like everything. I just wanted a full wholesome meal. Like, which kind of tipped me off, because the only time that I want like whole full course meals is when I'm pregnant. I crave nostalgic foods for my childhood when I'm pregnant. So the fact that I want like grilled fish with lemon and like asparagus and things on the side, only that happens when I'm pregnant. So that was my first tip, my first warning, because I was like, okay, now it's like actually close to the time where I should be starting my period, or at least it's getting closer to the later of the 10 to 12 days before, you ovulate, you wait 10 to 12 days before implantation happens, or is it 6 to 10 days? Something like that. 6 to 12 days implantation can happen. So I was like, ooh, like, maybe. And that's when I started thinking, okay, everybody keeps asking me. I've been feeling kind of weird, but not like crazy weird. Nothing like that would tell me anything. And so this is when I started having an inkling around the 19th of November. So 9 days after I got my positive ovulation, I started like throwing up, like heaving and everything. I could smell things. It made me want to throw up, and I threw up. And I just if I ate something wrong, like I think I was eating like potato salad one time and there was like bacon in it. I ate the bacon and it tasted rancid. And I was like, oh my gosh. Heaved that up so quickly, could not even get it down, couldn't even touch it for the rest of the time. It was in my refrigerator. I was like, every time I thought about potato salad, I was just like, Lord, please save me, save me. Yeah, so that was also really weird, because with Alicia, I didn't start getting nauseous until I was like 7 weeks, closer to 8 weeks. And but I never threw up. I just got nauseous. Like my head would spin, I would get a headache. It would feel like I had a huge hangover. I'd close my eyes and I just sleep it off. If I woke up and I allowed the daylight to seep into my headache, I'm sure I would have thrown up, but I just had the time. I didn't have, a toddler running around actually I had Zora, who was like a toddler. She was a puppy at the time when I had Alicia. She was destroying my whole living room. I was so emotional. I was so nauseous. I couldn't even think, couldn't even wake up. And every time I opened my eye, there would be another poop cluster in the living room or something. Something was torn up. Her toys were all over the place, and I would just cry. Lord, why did I get a puppy when I'm pregnant? Although I love her now and she's potty trained and great, but when you're getting a new puppy, you have to potty train them and all of that, and I just had no energy in the morning. It was legitimately morning sickness with Alicia. This time, it was throughout the day, and I was like, oh my gosh, I might for sure freaking be pregnant, because I never go through random nausea spouts like that, ever. And the fact that it was that strong really worried me, because I was like, if I am, I literally prayed. I pray to God that whenever I get pregnant, that I feel everything. I want the morning sickness. I want everything. I want to feel the twinges. I want to feel everything. I want to have boob soreness. I want to have all of it. After I had my miscarriage in August, I didn't experience anything. I didn't experience sore boobs. I didn't experience nausea. I didn't experience anything. And after I had miscarried, I was like, Lord, please just let me whenever I get pregnant, just let me feel it all. I just want to feel it all. And in my head, this was God telling me, like, ooh, girl, you get ready. Like, this is your turn again. Like, you know, buckle up, woman. You gonna get it all type thing. So that was around the 19th, and I was like nervous because if I was feeling that already, imagine me just being like further on in my first trimester. Imagine how like everything would just be like, I'm gonna have this from early on all the way up until like I just felt like it was gonna last forever, and I was like about to be traumatized for something, and I was like, oh, I shouldn't have prayed that hard. But yeah, so that was around the 19th, and then all of those symptoms just kind of kept happening. I noticed that I was like getting cold, like, and I'm still cold. I have to be wrapped up in a blanket like all the time. I have a mini space heater that like I try to like keep on, but like the electricity bill goes up, so I have to have that off. But I'm always wrapped in a blanket. I am so cold all the time. You'll never see me without a jacket except for right now. And then finally on November 22nd, 4 days before I missed my period, I was supposed to get my period the day after the date of Thanksgiving, on the 26th. I think it was that Thursday. Anyways, so 4 days before I missed my period, I decided, okay, I have one last pregnancy test available in my what is it? My ovulation kit. You guys know, I was using it. I can't even think of the name right now. Anyways, my ovulation kit only had like one test left in it, and I decided, what the heck, why not? So, November 22nd, Anthony called me. He goes, hey, my love, I'm on my way home. And I'm like, okay, cool. So, it takes him like 10-15 minutes to get home from work. So I went to the bathroom, collected my sample, took the test, went into the living room. He called me, he goes, hey babe, I'm out here, can you help me get some stuff? And I was like, yeah. So I go out to the garage and I help him get some stuff. And then when I come back in, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta check on my test, I totally forgot. And that's what you guys see inside my video. That's why it happened so quickly. I didn't even have like time to talk to you guys to process or anything. I absolutely thought it was gonna be negative. I didn't think anything was really gonna come of it. And it was like blazing positive. It made my heart so happy. And that was around, like, I want to say around 10:30-ish at night that I got that. So it was definitely not my first morning urine. I think I'm one of those people that don't get positive, like strong positives on the first morning urine. I have to test later on in the day, which is perfectly fine with me. I don't like having to wake up early AF in the morning to take a freaking pee stick. No, I don't want. I'm very grateful that so far I haven't been like that. With Alicia, I found out 2 days before I missed my period with her, and I found out at like 1 or 2 in the afternoon, and it was just a random test. Didn't even think we would be pregnant. We had just barely started trying. I think it was like our 3rd month trying technically, but like the first month we're like, oh, you know, like we're trying, but we're not like actively trying. Second month it was like me really learning how to actively try, and then like the 3rd month was me actually knowing, okay, this is when I ovulate, this is all that. So technically it was like, for me it happened right away. Like I didn't have to worry about it. So that was my 2-week wait symptoms up until I got my positive pregnancy test, and I'm like, I'm so shook that everything is going as smoothly as it has. So now that we've talked about my 2-week wait, I'm just gonna go over a gist of everything that's happened since finding out that I've been pregnant. So I'm not nauseous anymore. I'm not super emotional. I mean, occasionally I can get emotional, but like everything, I feel like this is the best of both pregnancies. So like my last pregnancy where I miscarried, I didn't feel anything, But with Alicia, I did get nauseous and I got all of that, but later on. So like, I prayed that I would feel all of that with this next pregnancy, and I did. But also, so far, I'm crossing my fingers that I'm not like, I'm hoping that I don't jinx myself here, but so far at 9 weeks, I'm not nauseous. I haven't thrown up since before I got my positive pregnancy test. Just, I can eat. With Alicia, I wasn't able to eat. This time, the one thing that is different is that I am extremely tired. Like, if you give me the option to sit down on that couch and fall asleep, so quick. Even being in a depressive state, I can't fall asleep that quick. Like, my anxiety just won't let me fall asleep. So I'm not typically like a nap taker. I can't take naps during the day. This pregnancy, girl, if you let me, I will take a nap. Every time Anthony turns around and looks at me, I'm like, sleep on the couch. I just cozied up in my blanket and I'm just like, oh, naps are just so amazing. Which is why it's been so hard for me to post anything, to get anything done, is because like, I just want to sleep all day. And like, yes, with Alicia, I slept a lot during my first trimester, but that was only because I had to close my eyes. My head hurt, the room was spinning. Like, if I didn't close my eyes and go to sleep, I was going to throw up. This time is much different. Like, it's hard for me to fight my eyes closing, but I can do it and I'll be totally fine. If I get up and go to the bathroom, my energy's back. Like, I'm totally perfectly fine. But I'm just so grateful that I can get up and have the energy. Like, I feel like I'm in my second trimester before like things start hitting the fan. You know, before the third trimester comes and you're too big and you can't walk anywhere. Like, I don't have a baby bump or anything yet. I mean, I might be a little like swollen, like from like water weight. But also I have been constipated, which really sucks because I didn't experience that with Alicia. I only experienced that after I delivered Alicia, and that was only for like a quick minute. It's not something that I had to deal with on a daily thing. So I started noticing like it started slowing down to like non-existent, and then I got sick on, when was it? It was Christmas week. I got really sick, and I ended up getting the flu, and it ended up like clearing me out, thankfully, but it was the most painful thing I had ever felt in my life. Like, worse than labor, worse than the kidney pain, the gallbladder stone pain that I had ever felt, and I literally thought I was dying in my work bathroom. But it only lasted for a couple hours. It went away, and I lived, and I did end up getting baby checked out then, and I also had my first doctor's appointment on the 26th of December. And by then I was already 8 weeks, and I got to get a picture of the baby, and I have it right here. Let me cover my information. I'm like, oh, look at that little jelly bean. So sweet, so sweet. But yeah, so if you guys were following me with my last pregnancy, the one that I miscarried, I had made it to 10 weeks supposedly, but I ended up having a blighted ovum, and the baby stopped growing at 5 weeks and 6 days, and I never got to see a heartbeat. With this one, I did get to see a heartbeat, and I got to see his heartbeat twice. Before I had my appointment on the 26th, I was feeling this really sharp pain in my abdomen, and I thought maybe it would be like a tubal pregnancy. I was just worried because it just felt really, really bad pain on my left side. So I got that checked out. Luckily, it is only like a cyst on my ovary, and it should absorb by itself, but that would explain why I get pains on that side. But baby's in the right spot. I got to see the heartbeat then at 7 weeks, and I think I was like, I was about to be 7 weeks. I don't know, I was like 7 weeks, almost 8 weeks. And so I got to see the heartbeat then, And then after I went through that horrible pain on Christmas and I had my doctor's appointment that same day, I was very thankful to see that everything was still progressing in the right way. So yeah, that's pretty much what it's been like so far. I'm just so happy and blessed that everything is going smoothly so far. It's very much different than Alicia's pregnancy, and I am grateful for that. I'm hoping that I don't get huge morning sickness after this video, because I'm just gonna bite myself in the butt. I already know it, but like, I'm waiting every day for it. So I don't always say it out loud though, like, oh my god, I'm so lucky I don't get any nausea. So I know as soon as I say it out loud, there it comes. But so far everything's been perfectly fine. I'm super happy, super blessed that this one's going good. This one's going good, and I have a feeling that this one's gonna stick with me. I don't have any negative thoughts on this one. Before finding out that that I was pregnant, I started noticing that my depressive state didn't last as long. So I said that I had started going through my depressive state around the 8th, and it like quickly went away. And I was like so positive and happy, and I just contributed that to just me getting out more and having intelligent conversations with people other than people in my family, but I'm so grateful, and luckily during this pregnancy, like, it has made my emotions just like, my hopes and my dreams and everything are just like all raised, and I'm like just on cloud 9, and I'm so tired all the time. So tired all the time, which it sucks, because like when I get into my depressive states, I want to just slum in the couch. But I know during my second trimester, hopefully like that'll be gone, that I won't be as tired, and I'll get that boost of energy. So far I've already gotten a little boost of energy. As soon as the first came, I got to cleaning this house. Papa and Anthony took down all of our Christmas decorations, and I went through the whole house, cleaned everything, sweeped everything, just went through everything. All of our clothes are clean. Everything in this house is clean. I mean, right now the living room's cluttered because Alicia's been playing, but for the most part, like, I went through everything, and I was trying to vlog that, but I was like, no, I'm like way too in the zone. I gotta clean this world up, like, I just gotta start cleaning it. I took like before pictures. I don't know if I want to do after pictures. Just, my house looks bigger because all the Christmas decoration is out pretty much, and I did a lot of decluttering, so that's nice. I'm just so thrilled and so excited, and I can't wait for everything to just like go. I can't wait to get a belly. I can't wait to deliver. I don't know why I'm this way, and tell me if you're like this too, because every time I even think about being pregnant, my first like exciting thought is like, I can't wait to deliver this baby. I feel like delivering a baby is like my end goal. Like, that's a game I've been fighting for, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been practicing for this my whole life. I don't know why I'm that way. A lot of people say like, oh no, I'm so afraid of delivering, but like, my whole pregnancy, I spent a whole bunch of time just watching labor and delivery vlogs. I want to see how every woman goes into labor, how they're being induced, everything. I want to see it all. I like seeing it all. Like, I don't like those edited videos where you can't see it all, you know what I'm saying? I'm just super excited. And like, the best part is that I'm experiencing this pregnancy with my older sister, Elizabeth, and it's crazy. She's exactly 4 weeks ahead of me. So she found out in October. I found out in November that I was pregnant, and I think her due date is like July like 5th or 6th or 4th, around there. And mine is August 6th, but from my due date calculator it would be August 2nd. So it's around there. Because you know how like babies measure a little ahead or a little behind. Mine was measuring pretty much on point. It was just like a couple days like behind, but the heartbeat was still there. Everything was growing perfectly fine. I'm like just so excited and happy. And one thing I do have though is pregnancy brain. I have a hard time forming any thought. So like when Anthony asks me any like important questions, my mind just goes blank, and I just like want to cry. I want to have anxiety, and I just like forming a thought is like ridiculous to me. Unless it's like talking about the pregnancy, I just can't function, and it's a whirlwind, but it is what it is. Alrighty guys, so that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I know I was probably all over the place, but I hope you guys can forgive me. I don't know if I'll be doing weekly updates. I probably won't, but I should probably get one out at least every month. We'll see where these pregnancy updates go from here, but I do promise to be vlogging more and all of that. At least get a video out once or twice a week. My goal is to get 3 out a week, but the way it's looking is probably going to be once or twice a week, so we'll see how that works. But I hope you guys had a wonderful New Year's and a wonderful Christmas and a wonderful Thanksgiving. I've been in pure bliss since finding out that I've been pregnant, and I can't wait to share all of this with you guys. You guys are seriously like my family. You guys always comment on my stuff and just show me a whole bunch of love, and I just love that. So like I said, this is going to be it for the video. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, and I don't know why you wouldn't have, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and become part of the family, because we're growing here. So, come on. Alright, love you guys. Bye.